Hi everybody, welcome to a lovely sunny day. I've got some information here for you about the Yorkshire Three Peaks and a really simple and quite tactical tool to improve your training and to just get you really simple but great foundational bedrock to your training and for your preparedness for that event, no matter whether you're walking or running. It doesn't really matter. Short distance walks, that's it. It's as simple as that. Do them. But that's it in a nutshell. It does, obviously, there's a bit more required than that. But generally speaking, it's that simple. So if you're thinking about the Yorkshire Three Peaks, more often than not, we talk about ascent gain, distance, all of those valid considerations. So if you think about those things you're going to need for the Three Peaks, the Yorkshire Three Peaks, every walk you tend to do, every training walk or training run you tend to do, you want to try and include elements of those to some degree. For short walks, though, in my head, you want to be building a base foundational mileage. It's not about doing specific stuff with height gain or particular mileage, although those things, have all got their place. This train has stopped just down the track. That's interesting. Must be on a red signal. This has been here for a while. I might just cut this bit out of the video because you don't want to hear this. But yes, so what am I talking about when I'm talking about short distance walks? It's anything. Flat would be ideal because your height gain stuff, that should be for an entirely different day, and it should be specific. It should be whatever speed you're working at, and obviously your pace targets, you'll assume at this point have already set. You'll need to know how long you're going to do the event in, and therefore you'll have an average time frame to do the event in. Then on top of that, you have this base foundational mileage. It's not hard, it's not fast, it's easy going, you don't have to be weighted, so in other words, you don't have to carry the bag you want to carry on the day, although there's no problem doing that, to be perfectly honest with you, and all of those good things. So it's simple mileage, just like I'm doing now. Well, it was until I was waiting for the level crossing. It is building up foundational mileage. Should the speed be brisk, Geoff, or slow? Kind of doesn't matter, but a little bit of movement isn't a bad thing. I'm not talking about flat, firing your pace off and going super fast. Certainly not. I believe in walking, as in running, a foundational slow mileage is important. You should aim for that. You should aim to build a foundational mileage that is highly unlikely to result in injury, highly likely to put great miles under your belt. In other words, you've not strained your system. You don't need as much recovery. And again, by the way, applies to running as well as walking. And the more I talk about these sorts of things with my running head on, the more I realise it applies to walking. The difference is with walking that we very rarely train in the same way as we do for running. Now, I have done that in the past, both with friends many years ago and on my own more recently, and I see there are advantages to it for walkers, and you don't have to be mountaineers for that, which is a good job because it means anyone can do it. You don't need specific training, although there are plenty of good training resources out there for walkers and indeed for runners when it comes to mountains. Books like Training for the Uphill Athlete is again exceptional work, and there is another book in that series. The authors did two. I can't remember. I could see the front cover and I can't remember the name of the book, so forgive me. But if you are interested in looking further into the training aspect, there's some good stuff out there. Pop me a message or an email. I'll happily send you the references to those works. But in the main, you don't have to do what I've done and read all of the books and learn all the techniques and practice them and then see what works and what doesn't, and then take them out to my coaching career and see what works and what doesn't for other people. You can just watch this video and get the end result, essentially. So What are you saying to us, Geoff? You're saying what? Any distance walk? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Obviously, the only proviso, excuse me, silver birch, the only proviso is you don't go and think, well, Geoff said any distance, so I'm going to go 20 miles today, having not done a walk in a year. Because then everything, the wheels will then come off, everything falls apart, because you have to do it with reason on your side. So have you done a walk? Yeah, I've been walking, Geoff. I walk semi-regularly. Okay, great. Here, I'll just walk down the road. Watch this. And both trains are stuck there. I have no idea why. Anyway, there we go. It was worth coming down here. So think about, alright, it's my first walk for a while. Start short. I've already talked about speed, keep it low. Realistically, yeah? Low and slow. As Heston Blumenthal says when he talks about cooking. Principally eggs, but there you go. Low and slow. There's one train going through. And then ease your mileage up, but slowly, folks. You don't have to go out for a 20-mile walk every week, because actually, doesn't that make it harder? I think that it does. Sorry. I think it does. It makes it a lot harder. So take your time. You've got time. And just add mileage on progressively, so that you are not testing yourself. This is not a work of hard commitment. It should be a basic foundational mileage, a base foundational mileage that you come to rely upon without realizing it, that you come to utilize without effort, and that you find beneficial without much extra work. Nip in the shop, base mileage. I might walk down the gym instead of driving or cycling, base mileage. I'm going to go and see a mate of mine instead of driving there, walk there, base mileage. You can see the benefits, and there are many. Then you layer on top of that. You don't. Around here it's fairly flat. There are some bumps that I can notch onto a walk if I want to. It's not essential. It's about building the mileage. So, folks, I hope that's helped you, because it certainly helped me to get it out in video form. It's always nice to go over stuff. Everybody, people say, oh, and I know it's good to walk. Actually, it's not just knowing it's good, because we all know things are good for us. We don't always do them. All of those gym subscriptions people have that they never truly utilise, that suggests to me, we know what's good for us, which doesn't mean we do it. And so there we go. So, hope this is helpful. As always, guys, any comments, questions, let me know.